Turner Yell makes the stop in the secondary for Denver. 1st and 10. The fake. Good block in there, and down it goes. Caught at the 30. This is the dynamic Hill. He's in for 6. Tyreek Hill. Touchdown. What a block.
Take into your hands a plan. Your own hands can land your own brand. And damn, I feel like no one takes accountability. They want the credibility, convincingly unwilling to put in the hours it takes to get some power. Don't be f***ing sour. Take a cold shower. Scream until you're louder. Work until you're prouder. And f*** all the doubters, they're just your downers. I swear to God they all let me down. I always fought just to wear the crown. I'm f***ed off, it's these f***ing clowns who were all taught they deserve it now. It's only worth it if you work for it. Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Yo, I got a lot of shit to say, so I'ma do this every day. I'll be writing things until I'm fucking buried in my grave. 6 feet deep under, but my body won't decay. Cause my messages are timeless, so they'll put them on display. Oh yeah, I rap with a certainty, I have a sense of urgency. A message for eternity, for everyone internally. I had some people burning me, but now they fucking learn to see I ain't the one to fuck with. Now they looking nervously, and I don't really care what you think of me respectfully. You can kick rocks if you think you're fucking better, see. I will outwork you, turn you to an enemy. Hurt you so bad that you're gonna need some therapy. I got the motherfucking recipe. I've been cooking up hits, I'ma leave a legacy. You'll be looking small when you're standing right next to me. I'm 5'10", bitch, but I'm 10 feet next to me. I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Yeah, I'ma do it my way.
Welcome to another episode of the Finn's Tailgate with your host, El Capitan. That's right, we're back in action. Been a quiet off season, but really turned up this week, guys. I mean, just racking up the shows, got more content coming out here. Some shorts getting ready to hit the press lines coming at you. But yeah, guys, you need to hit the like button on your way in. If you're watching on X or Twitch or anywhere else you're listening to this program, make sure to come over here to YouTube and hit the like button and subscribe and join the membership. Support the show, donate, all that good stuff. Shout out to the mods and the members, guys, lifeblood of the community. Daniel Berry Sports in here. What's up, Jamie? What's going on? Hit the like button, gentlemen. And yeah, we're cooking, right? Day 3 in the books for the Miami Dolphins. It's been, I don't know, again, you can't take nothing away from the NFL. They have gotten this down to an absolute science, a complete, just every day's got moves. Everything's breaking news. You know, who's signing this guy, that guy. And, you know, even like smaller names that are added, it's still eventful. The NFL can keep your attention because everybody's adding, and there's still free agents just sitting out there. Just some of the top free agents that people are waiting to hear about. Aaron Rodgers. Today, Cooper Kupp got released. Kind of did him dirty a little bit. The Rams, they should have kept Cooper. They should either kept him or released him earlier so he can get a chance to get with teams when they got some money. Now teams are, you know, doing all that. It's kind of messed up. What's up, Kelvin? I see you. Yeah, listen, buddy. I'm rocking the suit. Been rocking the suit every day. It's how they know where they can find me, Kelvin. Can't mistake it. They're like, oh, there's Capitan. He's got the purple suit on. Ain't nobody don't want to mess with this. Don't want to mess with this. Hit the like button. So anyhow, right? A lot of people still waiting to hear on weapons. Keenan Allen's still out there. Amari Cooper's still out there. Cooper Kupp just got released. So there's that stuff. Ali, what's up, buddy?
Not much, man. How you doing?
Doing good, man. Just getting the show rocking and rolling, going through a couple of the things, like there's still free agents out there. I was just commenting on how the NFL has done such a great job at making this free agency eventful. Every day there's stuff happening, breaking news, with all the people that have been signed, and now even some of the lower tier guys. It's still, news. And then you see things happen that, like, wow, what, like Cooper Kupp just got released today. You thought, like, kind of did him dirty a little bit if you think about it, because a lot of teams are putting wide receivers on there. Now Cooper Kupp's, previously getting what, 26 million with the Rams or something like that. So
yeah, I kind of feel like I do kind of feel like they did because they had opportunities to trade him and whatnot. It wasn't like they didn't know where they would be at this point, right? They could see it in the future. They had last season to trade him, and then they could trade him now. I understand the contract's kind of iffy because he's been injured a lot. I get that. But part of that, you could restructure with the player. You know what I mean? And by now, teams have already traded for receivers. And if they know nobody wants to pay as high as they want, all they can do is release him, to be honest. But, to be honest, when players get released, they still getting paid, though.
Yes, there's probably some dead cap that whatchamacallit's going to carry the Rams, but they'll recoup some of that by whomever pays him some money. It all gets a little dicey, but the real thing, I mean, still Stephon Diggs is still out there. There's still people out there. Tyler Lockett's still out there. Matt Judon's available. Shaq Mason, Ladarius Smith, CJ Mosley got let go today and put out there. So there's some intriguing names as far as name recognition goes that teams could look to be adding. So we'll see where these people end up. Dolphins still in the market of cornerback and defensive tackle help. I've been hearing that they're connected to a couple of different guys that I think they're waiting to see if those guys end up going other places. They're probably in negotiations with several teams as far as, who's for the guys they're interested in. And the names are as such. Hold on, let me get them real quick. I know one of them is okay. So Jay Tufley from Cincinnati, Sheldon Day from the Washington Commanders, and Khalil Davis from the 49ers are three guys that I've heard that the Dolphins are in discussions with. I also agree that there's probably Deshaun Hand and Benito Jones, guys that they're also in talks with. But I feel like some of these guys, in particularly Cincy, the Jay Tufley, I feel like that, because that was the first one that came out to me that I was told about, and then it's been kind of reaffirmed that they're in discussions. I'm wondering if this guy will get talked about here today or something, or tomorrow. But there is defensive tackle help that they need, and there's also cornerback help, and there's still some intriguing names out there. Another name that I've heard that they're kind of connected with is Trey White. I don't know why. I don't want him here. Maybe it's something that, here's the thing that a lot of these names being connected to that everyone has to keep into consideration. Dolphins are inquiring about so-and-so player at whatever position. Well, he's also the guy that they're talking to. His representation also represents another player that the Dolphins could potentially be interested in. And when they mention said player, they go, yeah, what's he kind of looking for, and there's kind of a dialogue started there, and they're willing to listen to a little bit of things, because Miami right now is playing a financial game. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to be a little frugal here. They're looking to add some talent, but not at premium dollars, because honestly, they don't have premium dollars.
Yeah, I just want to apologize to my Samoan brothers if my
Uh-oh.
co-host here cannot pronounce Samoan
Yeah,
names properly.
I don't pronounce
Um,
nobody's names properly.
it's not Tufili. I'll tell you that. I believe it's pronounced Tufile, and it's Jay Tufile, right? Is that the player you were talking about?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, Tufile is how you say it. Just so you know.
Well, thank you. Great clarification there. I appreciate
I'm just busting you, man. But that's is how you pronounce it, just so you know. So,
And you know what? When I say his name here in a moment, I'll say it wrong again. So
it's all good, bro. I'm just busting you.
I
But I
got you,
just
brother.
had to say something because remember the name yesterday? That was really the safety we got. That one's really hard.
Yeah,
So
I know. And I don't even remember it. Again, it's going to take some time, right? And everybody, all these guys that the Dolphins are signing to these 1-year contracts or even these 2-year contracts, they're written in certain language that if they cut any of these guys or a lot of them because they drafted someone better or something else happened, some premium
mm,
talent gets cut that they can get. Uh, I'll learn everybody's name. I've made the mistake of getting so involved with the Dolphins that I'm learning the most obscure things about the most obscure players, and
mhm.
they don't even see one snap of football. I'm not wasting that type of bandwidth and energy on it anymore. So
100%. I get you. I get you.
shout out to everybody in
Mhm.
chat. Cap for Life in here. Bihana, Chef Jew, Scott Jackson, Ryan AP, everybody in chat. Bob, what's going on? Who else up in here that I didn't see? I already got everybody. Yeah, make sure you guys are all hitting the like button. Ryan AP, hit the like button. Get those likes up. But yeah, there's still, when we look at the defensive tackle market, we've got Raekwon Davis, which I think they're not going to bring back. I know Dolphin fans are like, what about Raekwon? Because he's literally like the best defensive young tackle left out there right now. Uh, Raekwon's going to get paid. Even if he and the Dolphins were willing, they're not going to be able to give him the money that he's going to get somewhere. He's going to get a couple
Do
mil. And
do you really think he's going to get paid?
I mean, not paid like big bucks, but he's probably going to get a couple year, a 2 or 3 year deal for a couple of million. And to me, the Dolphins are looking to just have some guys and they're going in the draft. That's it. Now,
Look,
would they be interested in buying low and hopefully it panning out to something else by trying someone else like the J Toufe or whatever the fuck his name is, or
mhm,
because he's a young guy, or if they decide to go to any of these other dudes like the guy from the 49ers, Davis,
mhm.
like I get those moves, right?
So
But to me, it's been clear for some time. I would go all the way back to last year that the Dolphins are signing a defensive tackle.
So I started analyzing a lot of people that were signed yesterday, right? And even the day before yesterday. And I'm not gonna lie, compared to previous years, there was a lot of 1-year deals signed over the past 2 days. And I don't know if Davis gets signed for a multi-year contract. I could see him maybe a 1-year prove it deal, maybe. But I'm going to tell you right now, I I won't be surprised if he gets like 1 year, 8 mil. I won't be
And
surprised if that's what they sign him for.
and there could be a really great incentive contract. Like the Dolphins could go, look, we'll give you a 1 year, $11 million contract. We'll guarantee 6, and you'll get a game bonus. That'll get you another 2 to give you 8. And then any of the accolades you get beyond that can get you all the way up to 11. You know what I'm saying? And I could see that done. I could see
I
a
could get
lot of
behind
these.
it.
There's a lot of ways in which I can see them manipulating to get a decent guy, but ultimately it's for a 1-year rental because they're gonna go to the draft. I think it's the first pick. It could be the second, but it's definitely
Mhm.
coming within the first 2.
Oh yeah,
And
definitely. I agree with that 100%. And I think they should do both. If you don't get Davis, let's say you bring Calais Campbell back, you're still doing the same thing. You're gonna pick him up and pick up somebody in the draft, no matter what.
I got to be honest. I think Calais is going to wait. I don't think it's about dollars anymore to Calais, and I think he knows that. I think Calais doesn't sign with anybody this free agency. I think he waits until after the season gets going and rolling and maybe signs before week 1. But I'm just thinking it's not uncommon for guys his age with still a lot left in the tank considering, but looking to be with a real contender, which the Dolphins are anywhere from contender to tank season. It is such a wide range. I was on Papa Paul's show over at the West Coast Florida Dolphins show over there with Winters and Papa Paul, and I was just chatting it up with them about the Zach Wilson stuff, and we'll get into that, shortly after we do some updating here. But it's just this season is such a crazy, like, this season, for all that we don't feel like it's going to work out good for us, it's going to be so pivotal because our future, our like real future with this team could go either way. Like if Tua comes out and balls out, we're sticking with this team for a long while. Like they're going to go for broke now, well, for whatever. If Tua completely fails and they tank, like, is that with or without Mike McDaniel? Is Weaver the freaking coach now? Like there's so many avenues that travel in so many different directions currently. Whereas this time last year, we didn't think Tua was gonna, whether you believed in Tua or not, you knew it wasn't his last year or his, you Mike McDaniel, whether you liked him or not, you knew it wasn't his last. Like there was a lot of certainties. There is so many uncertainties for the future of Miami heading into this season. It is wild. It's a wild season coming.
Yeah, it's definitely wild, man. I agree with that. There's a lot of uncertainties, not just on our team, a lot of teams. You know, Browns are flirting with the idea of bringing in Russell Wilson. You got the Steelers that made all these big moves but don't have a quarterback still. You got all these different uncertainties across the league going. I have to commend the NFL has been somewhat exciting this year. You know what I mean? There's not a definite storyline in place.
Feels like
You know what I
anybody's
mean?
game right now.
Yeah, it's anybody. It does feel like that, to be honest. And even though we're in this situation that we are with our team, I'm not gonna lie. Seeing some of the stuff we brought in and seeing what Chris Greer is doing, I'm kind of hopeful for the future. Maybe not this year, but I'm kind of hopeful for the light at the end.
Hey, I'm not gonna shit on, I'm not gonna shit on your rainbow, buddy. I don't know how hopeful I am, but I am intrigued, right? Where I was completely bored of this team, and I don't want to say out on them because I'm never out on the Dolphins as far as my fandom goes, but out on this current trajectory. At this point, the possibilities of where we're going to end up heading into this season has me intrigued for at the very, very minimum, the bare minimum.
Well,
drama.
I'll be frank. I'll be frank with you. I'm not very hopeful in the sense that we're going to come out and make it to the playoffs, deeper on playoffs.
I'm not either.
Coming in that at all. Not even close.
No,
I'm more of intrigued or kind of hopeful because, one, Chris Greer has kept to his pocketbooks, right? He's not overpaid for a single player, which we do year in and year out, always to repackage hopium. We do that,
buddy.
right?
Listen,
now,
it ain't over
It's not
yet.
over yet. It's not over yet. I get that. In the flip side of it, also, even the Daniels deal, right, which is one of the more impressive moves that we've made that we should have made a while ago, to be honest. He didn't overpay, and he has an out after like the first year, it looks like, in that deal. Hell of a deal, right?
Yeah, hell of a deal.
And we're actually bringing in not just cheap players just to have them, we're bringing in cheap quality players, in my opinion. Because you look at the receiver,
We're not
that guy.
overpaying, is what we're doing. We're not
Yeah,
overpaying,
we're
and
not overpaying.
we're not hemorrhaging and leveraging our future. So these are sound moves. But Chris
Hmm.
Green's always been decently savvy. He has. It's why he's kept his job so long. Just when you think he's screwed it up enough to lose his job, they give him a second chance, and somehow he makes goulash. You know what I'm saying? He makes some bunch of ingredients and throws it all together, and lo and behold, he's got fucking shepherd's pie. It's like, damn, dog, that's not bad. This tastes pretty good. And whether or not it works out or not, you still are marveled in the fact of how he was able to maneuver himself in this bad situation. So
Hmm.
that I am hopeful for. I've always been a Chris Greer advocate. You know this about me. I've always said the
Yeah.
devil I know. The devil I know when it comes to Chris Greer. I know what I've had in general management before. I know this owner is a fucking pain in the ass to deal with. I know that there's a collective to answer to, and I know it's hard to keep Miami players focused on football when there's so many distractions and so much bullshit they could be. I mean, do you remember when Preston Williams was here? He had a freaking flicker. He had a flicker of a career. Fans were dying. We loved him. We're like, this guy,
Hmm.
he's going to be a special thing. What does he do? First thing he does, he's out here on the fucking runway model, fucking showing off friggin' clothing lines and shit. Did nothing. Did nothing. He's immediately wrapped right up in the Miami bullshit. And that's
Was it?
that. Yes, yeah. You didn't see that part. The
No, no, no. I was
the
going to ask
year.
something else. Go ahead.
Was he what on the Diddy boat? I don't know.
No, I was going to ask you, was he modeling that handbag that you hate so much?
Oh, we're gonna get into that too. We're gonna get into how fashion is soft. Fact. And I know it's hard for me to say that looking so fashionable, but it's a fact, right? I'm here doing a fucking podcast in a purple suit. Yeah, I make it look good. That's my fucking point. Don't even get me
Hey,
started, Ali.
the
Don't
suit
even get me
riot is
started.
coming, so be prepared. We're going to have a suit show.
Ali. I'm about it. I think this is going to be next level. Again, we're always pushing the envelope of innovation here at the Finn's Tailgate, and us all decked out in suits when we do our shows. I love it. I, I love it. Guys, can we hit the like button? What's up, Greg? Day one. Salute, homies. Everybody watching on X, Twitter. There's always so many people watching live. Come over to YouTube. We can't see the comments over there. At least get a feel of what's happening in the comment sections in relation to the topics, because I'll be honest, and Ali will contest to this, the dialogue on which we're saying and with the comments that interact with us, just like we're interacting with it, moves
Mhm.
the show along in such a great way because of the back and forth and the information. Like, I'm lost on a player or a word and chat gets me. That's the symbiotic relationship of the new age television. And God bless you guys. Thank you. Hit the like button. So, and come over here to YouTube if you're watching over there on X, because you're missing out on the next level of the greatness.
Yeah,
What's up?
join the community, join the chat.
Join the community. What's going on, X Factor? What's going on? Salute, buddy. All right, so there's talent still out there. I'm hearing some things on who the Dolphins are connected with, or at least in talks with and inquiring about whether deals will be worked out or not. They got a lot of talking going. Everybody talking. But the Dolphins did start the day out with a win, Ollie, with one of their first announcements of, well, I think it was the first announcement of the day of the signing, and bringing back Dotson, the linebacker.
Yeah, this was a must move. I said it all last season, even after the season ended. Said the first move that Chris Greer has to make is bring Dotson back. The guy from day one when we picked him up contributed. He had more interceptions and was more productive than the entire secondary. All right, that's a fact. And
He only
and I
started 3 games and played in 6. So to say what his
yeah
impact was felt in a short while, I don't mean to cut you off, Ali. let's not understate what the guy did.
Yeah.
He came in as like a backup guy and immediately had to start and be impactful. And then they kind of slow. And Ali, he was also, I didn't know this, he was also the guy getting the plays in. He was the guy they were calling the plays into on
Yeah.
defense.
I didn't know that either. And
He was wearing the green dot. I didn't know that. That's incredible.
yeah, that is incredible. And the fact that he was able to pick it up so fast and run with it, bro. I'm sorry, you don't find players like that. And you know what's even better? Again, Chris Greer and company, because Greg had a good point. Are we sure all of this is Chris Greer? I don't know. I'll just say Chris Greer and company, right?
The
Chris
collective.
Greer and the collective, whatever, got another amazing deal down. Go look at the numbers, right? We have him locked up for the next 2 years at a very, very low cost. I'm good with it. We're
I have
not
the numbers
overpaying
right
for
here.
everybody.
2 years.
Yeah, go ahead.
$8.25 million. And that is not all in guarantees. That is a
No.
good contract. Good for him.
Yeah, awesome. And we have him locked up for the next 2 years. Great deal. Again, not overpaying for anybody.
I love it. I love it. I'm happy about it. I like the guy. Again, finding out that he was the middle linebacker that they were calling the plays into, and he was calling the plays in. And from what I was told today by friends of the community, that they decided to do that because Brooks is better, playing a little bit fast and loose. Yeah, knowing where he needs to be, but not having that center, that needing to have that responsibility a little bit better, being more freelance in that way. You gotta resign. Like, they should have resigned this guy long ago, and he very well may have been wanting to be with Miami the whole time. Maybe this was something they wanted to get done immediately day one, but working out the details, and maybe that second year with potentially more money to be made was ultimately what got it done. But effectively, it's been 1, 2, and even the 3-year contracts, everything is a 1-year deal where they can move off of all these guys. And it shows me that the Dolphins are not cornering themselves. They're going to give this the good college try, but they're also preparing themselves to move off of this current roster and shed some dead cap and get rid of aging players and pivot to something else. That's what the writing on the wall is telling me.
Yeah, I would say that you can definitely say that because of the lack of resources that we've opened up thus far. Now, I know you said that more than likely we're probably going to open up more contracts, right, and renegotiate, which is very possible. But I kind of wonder if that is the plan at this point yet or not. Based on the moves and how we're moving, I don't know.
It is debatable.
I don't know. So, yeah.
I would say it is debatable in that maybe they don't and they stand pat because, listen, Chris Greer is the sandbagger, bro. He's the sandman. He can he's holding, he's showing, hey, I've only got this amount of money. Meanwhile, he's got assets. He's got capital that he can borrow from. He could take out a second mortgage. But even cleverly, he could re-sign Zack Sealer and get all of Zach's money back on cap this year and have him go for $1 this year if he feels like it. And put all the money back on the back end of the contract. We have options. So we don't even have to touch contracts if we don't want to.
I mean, to be 100% fair to you, Cap, because I don't want to say that you were just capping or whatever. I want to tell you that I think you were right. Ultimately, that was the route that they had to go. But I believe you made these claims prior to the Teron Armstead taking the pay cut. And I think that pay cut that Teron Armstead took opened up a lot more room for him to do things without having to touch more contracts as of yet. That's the big key word, as of yet.
When I was, you're talking about a little bit ago, Teron Armstead was in my calculus, and that it will not surprise me, even at this point, if the Dolphins go for broke and they squeeze every dime out of everything and do that. Now, I will say, doesn't look like that's happening right now. Doesn't. But the option is still there. It's still there to literally pull $40 million in cap space by 4 players restructures. You could do Waddle, Tua, friggin' Ramsey, and Tyreek, and you can get 40 million easy back right there. And if they want to do that, they can. I don't think they should. And I always said I don't think they should, and I ill-advise this. But, and I always made the claim this too, that if they did do that, and I always said the things they do and the things they don't do are going to tell me everything I need to know about this team. And they thus far have not done that. They haven't exhausted all efforts, which tells me currently, at the very minimum, Mike McDaniel and Chris Grier do not feel like their jobs are on the line. And I have further on that later on when we talk about Zach Wilson. But let's continue on to the remainder of the guys. Dotson being brought in here, happy about that. They also re-signed a couple of their own guys that were in the building. D'Estridge is one. Now, we brought him in here. I remember him very sparingly playing with the Dolphins and then didn't he get injured? Didn't he get injured very early when he started playing here?
Well, no, that was DeBose that got injured right away.
That was
right.
That was right.
Eskridge came off the practice. Yeah, he came off the practice squad. I want to say he got injured a little bit, but we didn't really use him. But I mean, if you see his abilities and how he can be used, I honestly think that they're going to start moving Malik to be our wide receiver 3.
And
to be honest,
to take all the
special returns
snaps.
Yeah, I think that's what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
day one special teams. I agree.
Yeah, I agree with that too, and I think that's what we always anticipated it happening with him. So that's hey, a guy brought back, fine. We understand the sense in it as well because he's familiar. He's probably staying locally. He's probably hanging around the building and been working out. And they're like, "Hey man, you still want to work here?" He's like, "Fucking right, I do. Hook it up." You know what I'm saying? Like that's how it goes. Another guy who was with the team, Jackson Carman, offensive lineman, tackle, just another body. Both of these guys, minimal money, body camp guys. That very well may be practice squad that get rotated in the 53-man roster because the new NFL with the 53-man roster and all the football and the way the game's played and how athletes are, bigger and more lean and faster, not really having the body fat count. The season is grueling and guys get nicked up and banged up all up and down the team. And having people that have been around that you can kind of trust at the very minimum to be guys to give reps, that you can depend on is worth something. So whether or not they'll be effective as far as playmakers on the field is yet to be seen, but they are professionals and there is a job along with that goes in. There's a weekly job that has to be executed before game day for everyone to be ready. And these guys on practice squad and, potential role players are very important to the lifeblood of what is the NFL. So.
Hey, quick question about, not Carmen, but the other offensive tackle that we signed yesterday or day before yesterday, Borom, however you say his name. Has the numbers been released for him yet?
No, I'm sure they have. Let me see if I can find it.
I looked. I haven't seen it anywhere. I'll tell you what. I think it was probably like a very, very low costing deal, like super low pricey.
Nothing released on them.
Yeah, it's probably something like that. And I think after looking more on him, I think they're going to try him out at guard to see what happens.
Oh, I
That's what I
agree.
think there.
Listen, I've looked at a little bit of tape from him. Um, he he doesn't have that kick step that you want, but he's got really good reach and long arms, and he's got good forward reach, and he's way better in run blocking than he is at pass blocking. And I feel like out there on an island, he's just completely not going to work out. I think they're going to slide him in at guard and let him compete and see what he
Yeah.
can do. But
Other than that,
Dolphins
I
love
think it's
these
a camp
guys.
body.
It's yes, absolutely. Absolutely. I'm waiting to see that Liam Eichenberg re-signing and that Isaiah Wynn re-signing. Those are coming, just so everybody knows. Promise that. The Eichenberg signing is en route. So
It could be after draft, though, just to be fair.
nah, because somebody will pick him up for a camp body. Telling you, the Dolphins are gonna not let that happen. They're gonna get him for nothing. Dolphin fans are gonna lose it. Again, we talked a little bit about defensive tackles that are left. Some of the cornerbacks that are still left out there to keep an eye on is Dane Jackson, Ronald Darby, Tre'Davious White, Razul Douglas is somebody to keep an eye on. James Bradbury, Jeff Okudah, Mike Hilton, and I guess if you really say what you want, but no matter how old the guy gets, he still plays well. Stephon Gilmore. I mean, what is he, fucking 36 now as a corner? But every time you think he's done, he's not. So something to – I mean, if all else fails and we ain't getting this guy and that guy and we weren't able to grab a corner in the first 2 rounds, then, grab one in the third and bring in friggin' Stephon Gilmore and pray. That's all you can do. At least he will know what's going on. So, all right, let's go ahead and move on to subject 2, and let's get into it. Oh, look who slid through. Oh, Tom. What's up, Tom?
What's up?
Yo, I seen you come in earlier. I was on another show at the same time, but what's going on? But we're just,
okay. Yeah, that's why. Yeah, I was just resting up today.
Word. We're going into some of the stuff we just ran through the additions the Miami Dolphins made today via free agency. All 3 were guys with the team prior. So they're just bringing back some of the guys they didn't want to let go. 2 camp bodies, really, and one guy is a linebacker that fans really like, and we brought him in cheap, so we like that. So
nice.
We were just getting ready to move on to the next topic at hand, which is Zach Wilson, which is kind of a lot of things been talking about this Zach Wilson.
Oh
Zachary
yeah, quarterback.
Wilson. Yep.
So what are you thinking? Do you think is Tua still the starter?
Oh no, Tua is definitely the starter. But is his time coming to an end? That's the question. There's a lot to consider, but before we get into it, shout out to everybody in chat. I see CCRR made it in here. Raf, G, Michael K, Nightmare 74. Who else up in here? Armando. What's going on, Armando? Greg, old Greg, Victor in here. Everybody hit the like button, please. Make sure you guys are keeping those likes up. So, Zach Wilson. For those of you that don't know, and just a quick refresher on the Zach Wilson, he was drafted by the New York Jets in 2021 with the 2nd overall pick in the first round. After 3 years, they moved off of him for Aaron Rodgers, which just didn't work out either way. And he spent last season as the backup quarterback with Sean Payton and the Denver Broncos. Now, Zach Wilson's 26 years old, year younger than Tua. He has a stronger arm. He's definitely more mobile, but the guy has scatterbrain. When things go wrong, he just kind of says fuck it and runs in circles behind the line and heaves the ball out there. Now, that's what we saw from him with the Jets. But you know what? To his make an excuse for him a little bit here. We see that from everybody at the Jets. What's up, Flavor J? What's up, Joe Wrist? Hit the like button, gentlemen.
It's
We see
not
that from a
just
lot of
the
Jets
Jets,
quarterbacks.
Cap. It's not just the Jets. We see that at the Giants as well. Look at Daniel Jones. I mean, I'm just saying that market where those teams are, there's so much pressure for a kid that is coming from a much smaller market. And maybe it's too big for him.
Yeah, I mean, look, we can. I mean, yes, but no.
Then he
right?
shouldn't
The
be in
Jets-
the NFL. If
Yeah, I mean, but there is an added pressure with that New York media. Absolutely, everybody knows that. That's the facts. But there's also the added pressure of that the Jets suck as an organization. Like, the Dolphins suck too, but only to be outdone mightily by the Jets and how they do things. And so we've seen in recent memory quarterbacks like Sam Darnold, and even a little further than that, in friggin' Geno Smith, ex-Jets quarterbacks leave and have resurgences in their careers and get paid literally hundreds of millions of dollars by other teams because they're performing so well being away from New York. So there's definitely data to back up the fact that, hey, if Zach Wilson was ever going to get it turned around, he's definitely on a team with more talent on offense than he's ever been able to command, if he commands it. He's definitely got an offensive-minded, West Coast timing offense that is friendly to quarterbacks if, manipulated properly. So he's probably, and I would say this, if the Dolphins cut Tua, say Tua was gone and they just brought Zach Wilson in here to be starter, the Zach Wilson we would see as a Miami Dolphins starter would be the best Zach Wilson version of in the NFL that we've ever seen. Just on
There's
talent
also one other thing you forgot to mention. You mentioned the talent and the coach. The offensive scheme is the exact same scheme he ran at BYU.
Talk about it. Listen, Ali, I'm glad. Talk about it.
So what I'm telling you, and just to be clear to the audience, though,
Ali. Put context on this.
I'm going to put context on this. First of all,
because people are saying he doesn't fit the scheme, and a lot of people are out here saying that in these streets, and they're wrong, Ali. And you tell them why.
Well, let's look at it. We run a wide zone scheme, right? Wide zone. Wide zone is a form of what offense? The West Coast offense. Go to BYU. While Zach Wilson was there, they ran a wide zone scheme. Hence, the scheme is exactly the same. So don't tell me that this offense is going to be hard for him to pick up, because I don't believe that. Here's the other part of it, though, and I want to be clear about something. I'm not saying that Zach Wilson is going to be our Lord and Savior. No, not by any means. All I'm saying is I don't think you're going to get the same Zach Wilson that you saw as a Jet here. I think a guy that went to the Broncos, learned from a Super Bowl, probably a Hall of Fame coach at some point, Super Bowl winning coach, Peyton, right? And he was part of a stern, more of a strict program that they run over there, and they made a playoff run. So he has some experience, being part of a team like that, right? Now he's going to come here and be a little bit more mature.
Got a taste for winning, they say.
Yeah, taste for winning.
Taste for winning.
Yes, and I will tell you this: when you have a taste for winning, and everybody know who the trophy is named after, Coach Lombardi. Coach Lombardi said, "Winning is a habit, so is losing." So I hope he definitely got a habit and taste for that winning, and it rubs off over here. Now, if it doesn't, so what? We paid next to nothing, right? We have a backup because we're supposed to have one. Who cares? If we're really all worried about Zach Wilson, I don't know why we're even worried, because everybody knows we're going to move off of Tua anyways, so we're going to be drafting in a year anyways. This is really just a year of wash.
This is a good thing. They should draft him. I mean, they have a young quarterback. They should bench him and let Tua play. And then if Tua goes out, then we have a quarterback that fits the system.
That pretty much, I guess.
I mean, there's logic in that.
Yeah, but I think that's a better plan than just drafting a quarterback and everything on him. We've already done that with Tua. Now we have a chance to have a guy stay with the team and learn, and then maybe come if we're winning at a game, come in for the last quarter or something. But I don't know. I like this. I didn't know Zach Wilson fit the coach's scheme and all that. I didn't realize that. So, the who's making all the who does all the signings? Brian Greer,
Chris Greer.
Chris Greer and the collective will say,
right.
because that's up to
Chris
debate.
Well, whatever.
Yeah, I hear
Whoever
you.
it is, they're looking out for the team. I mean, if what you said is true, then they're looking out for the team. They're not trying to win. They're not trying to find someone to save them. They're trying to build someone with the team. So then by the time he is ready to be a starter, maybe they can have a lot of success.
So, okay.
Look for me,
ahead,
real
Ollie.
quick. For me, it's this. It didn't matter which backup you got that was available, to be honest, because none of them move the needle, right? None of them do. So what did Chris Greer do? He went and paid next to nothing for a low risk but super high reward bet. That's basically what it is. Because even if you get one game, and let's say he wins you that one game, Chris Greer won. Do you understand? He doesn't have to come in and win us the entire season. No. But if he wins, and let's say he plays 4 games and he wins us 2 out of 4, Chris Greer is still winning. You know what I mean? So that's why I think this is like super okay in this situation. But having Zach Wilson as a starter, I have to see more. I need to see more before I can even say that's even a possibility. Do you understand what I'm saying?
That would be a hefty gamble to
Yeah, this
have him
is
as a
just
starter.
as a backup situation for 1 or 2 games, maybe 3 games. I'm cool with it. And I think it's smart. So the kid's young. Who knows? Maybe he ends up being something, right? Maybe the team unlocks something in him and he ends up being that number 2 overall pick that he got picked at, right? But maybe not. Maybe not. But at least we paid next to nothing, and this season's a wash, like we've been saying all along, anyways. So no worries.
I'm gonna peel back the layers
Sure.
of this Zach Wilson thing because to me, it's really got me thinking about a million things with this Zach Wilson move. It's so I don't want to say shocking, but that's just the only word I could put to it right now. For all the reasons I'm gonna explain. And Raf here, shout out to Raf, homie, says Zach Wilson is overpaid for QB2. There are better QBs available. And I'm going to say debatably, yes, you're right. If you're looking at quarterbacks that were out there on the market, Marcus Mariota.
Actually, I understand that you think that he's overpaid, but actually, if you look at what people are signing, everybody is getting overpaid.
Everybody's getting
and D
overpaid.
rating paid. Freaking Robert Jones just got $5 million.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ. The tight end that we traded 2 years ago to the Rams to bring Ramsey, he just got $5 million out of nowhere, and he hasn't even sniffed the field.
Hunter Long, I don't think he's played a snap in 2 years. Got $5 million from Jacksonville for 2 years. It's crazy.
Yeah, everybody's getting overpaid.
Everybody's getting paid. And I would have liked Josh Dobbs, but obviously the Dolphins chose Zach Wilson over Josh Dobbs. Now, someone did tell me that the Dolphins' first guy that they wanted was Marcus Mariota, and they said they heard it on like Get Up or something or NFL Network or something like that, that Marcus Mariota turned the Dolphins down and took less money to stay with the Commanders. I don't know if that's true, but if it is, that's crazy. That is wild. Now, I don't know. Maybe, Ali, you can look that up and see if that's true. I just heard that, and I was like, holy cow, that is new information. But for the time being, until Ali can, maybe see something on that. I don't know. Ali, have you heard anything about that?
I know he's signed with the Commanders. I don't know if it was for less money, though. But then again, I heard that nobody was calling for Marcus Mariota.
That's what I heard. But someone told me they heard today on like NFL Network that Marcus Mariota is claiming that he took less money to stay with the Commanders and turned the Dolphins down. So maybe something was released about that. See if you could, type that
I'll
in
see what
real
I can
quick.
find out. Yeah, I'll
Please,
see what I
please.
can find.
Because
Definitely.
for now, I'm working off of the assumption that Zach Wilson was their guy because they signed him early. It was the first signing and the only signing for a minute. Okay, on day one, 3 days ago of free agency when it hit Monday at noon. They signed him what 12:10. Like it was early. I mean, it was super early when they signed him for the legal tampering period. Anyhow. Okay, that's what I'm saying, Jamie. It sounds like Mariota's a pansy if he took less money to stay with a team he knows he's not going to start for.
Well,
Good, bro. Like Tua's probably going to go down. Like you could safely bet you're going to play football if you're backing up Tua. And he's like, nah, I don't want to do that. I want to go be the backup for Jaden Daniels, who's definitely not going down because it's his second year. He's a young guy and healthy as fuck.
he's
the hell?
badass too.
He's badass, boy. Holy shit. I wish I had him.
No, if I was Mariota, I probably would have stayed too. I mean, they're in the playoff. They were in the playoffs.
Where's your competitive spirit? You're going to take less money, not go. Wait, just listen. Less money, and you get a guarantee to play football on the field again. You got to take that.
But look at his track record in the NFL. It's not very good.
His track record's like 41 and 45 or something. Like he's 50-50. Now, okay, let me get back while I lead to. I'm working off the assumption that he didn't get a deal and that Zach Wilson was their guy that they wanted, that they targeted as a backup. So here's the layers I'm going to pull back. Here's the thing. The Miami Dolphins, dude, there's just so real quick, hit the like button because I am going to take you guys like this. So pay attention. Hit the like button because here we go. If I'm Chris Greer and I'm Mike McDaniel and I know fans are not happy and my job is potentially on the line, I could lose my job. My livelihood is on the line. Tonka, you got some feedback. I'm gonna put you on mute. My livelihood is on the line. I know that I'm not comfortable betting on Tua because of the health concerns. And admittedly, they are concerned about it. And admittedly, out of their own mouths, they need to address backup quarterback because of it. And that they understand how problematic these things are. While also knowing the facts that Tua is probably going to go down. So the backup quarterback is certainly going to play Marcus Mariota. Anywho, that being said, my job's on the line. Now, I just went ahead and said Sam Darnold, Geno Smith, quarterbacks that have left the Jets and have found a resurgence and a second breath of life of their NFL career. So much so they have earned hundreds of millions of dollars for their troubles.
I have it, LCAP.
Okay, please.
I don't see. So I have scoured the internet, did quick search. I even used some AI to search for it. I haven't found anything that says that he said no to Miami. What I did find that the contract that's being touted out as the money part of it, his deal is bigger than Zach Wilson's.
Is that right? So it's the opposite.
Yeah. So to be 100% honest, I personally, I wouldn't want to pay either of them the money that we paid Zach Wilson. So the fact that we got Zach Wilson, at $6 million, and then there might be incentives, right? His is $8 million, and then there's incentives. You know what I'm saying? So technically, I think Miami's winning here if I had to pick between the two, to be honest.
Now, okay, let's thank you, Ali, for that clarification. So it wasn't the case. Maybe there's a loss in translation. It went the other way around. Maybe he turned the Dolphins down for more money, and Washington, the guy I heard it from, could have been mistaken. But wait, this is how we do. We only preach facts around here and give you tomorrow's facts about these Miami Dolphins routinely on this network. We tell you how it is, not how it's going to be, how it is and how it will be, and not how you want it to. Either way. So your job is on the line. You know Tua Tagovailoa isn't the guy. And why on earth would the Dolphins choose Zach Wilson when there's definitely other guys that just on stats alone or scheme or familiarity, like Jimmy Garoppolo, he has a decent win-loss ratio record, or Marcus Mariota, who has pretty much a 500 record. When you bring in those types of guys, Jameis Winston, Marcus Mariota, Gardner Minshew, these types of guys, these journeyman dudes, looking at what they've produced in these backup roles, you can safely bet that in a 4-game sample size, 6-game sample size, they're hitting that 500. When you look at the numbers of Zach Wilson, he's hitting 1 out of 3. His win-loss ratio is 12 wins to 21 losses. The guy has a bad ratio. That means if what are the Dolphins thinking when they bring him here? Are they saying that they believe in their abilities to coach a guy like Zach Wilson up? Are they also saying, or are they saying to themselves, the Jets are just a terrible organization and they don't know how to use the talents of Zach Wilson and that we can use it here better? Are they believing so much that they could even, like you said, in 4 games, if he goes 2-2, that's an improvement because he's usually going 1-3. That's how his record is, 1 out of every 3. So if they go 2-2, that's improving on that win-loss ratio, which would be an improvement for a guy like Zach Wilson. But is that good enough to save your job? Is that worth risking it all for? Because the real high reward on this low risk is that Zach Wilson is way more than a 12-21 quarterback. That he's a guy that's a 21-12 quarterback. That's what they're kind of betting on. Because if Tua goes down and goes down early, and Zach Wilson's got to play 8, 9, 10, 12 ball games, and he's 12-21, Zach Wilson, in those games, you lost your job. And that's the type of stakes that are on the line. So why did they choose Zach Wilson with knowing those stakes? And why didn't they go with the Jimmy Garoppolo? Why didn't they go with the Marcus Mariota? Now the question remains, is it hubris? Are they so overconfident that they can coach this man up? Do they believe in their system? Do they know something we don't? And the thing that we don't know is this. It doesn't fucking matter if Zach Wilson plays 8 games and loses them all. Because Chris Grier and Mike McDaniel are going nowhere. That's my question. Have we reserved, and I'll tell you what, with the type of contracts and signings and how the language is put in to all effectively being 1-year deals, for them not extending some of these marquee talented players they possess to exhaust all financial efforts to upgrade this team, to leverage, it shows that they are potentially not worried about their future. Not worried.
You know why?
Why?
Because it's the professional way of saying that they're looking to tank without tanking.
Okay.
No tanking. No.
Well,
no tanking,
well, hold
I'm
on.
telling you, bro.
Listen to what I just said about everything.
I don't think that's tanking.
Ali, you're picking up.
I'm picking up?
You're picking up what I'm putting down.
All right, let me explain it to you a little bit better.
I got what you said when Chris Grier and the head coach aren't going anywhere. But from what you just said, it sounds like you're supporting what they're doing. And it's not tanking.
I'm not saying we're not here to support. We're being neutral in this, okay? But here is what I'm telling you. They're in a financial situation because of the quarterback that they decided to re-sign, right? The quarterback obviously has limitations. And because of those limitations, ultimately, that's what's holding this team back. It's really not the offensive line. It's not the defense. It's the limitations of this quarterback. Now, that being said, there are a couple different ways they could go about it, right? You could tank the season, right? And sell everything and whatnot and wholesale it all or whatever. But with that, there's financial implications as well. You're going to lose ticket sales and all of that stuff, right? We already know this team is the business and they're there to make money. So what do? You go and make slight changes for not this year, but for the next year, right? And you put yourself in a position that you can manage, still have your team in a position to win, but still tank enough that it allows you to move off of your quarterback and pick up a quarterback in the next year without really looking like you're tanking. So it's really tanking without tanking.
Thank you very much.
And I can tell you right now, that I'm agreeing with Cap that it kind of looks like that's the way they're moving. You know, they already came out. Ross already came out and said that Chris Greer and McDaniel's not going anywhere, and he didn't even wait a week. He didn't wait a day or the fan base to cool off a little bit. No, wham bam, right after the game, like instantly, middle finger to everybody. Right?
Yes, and that was
tells
odd.
That is odd. Usually, you wait a little bit. You let the air to cool
down.
Yeah, you let it cool
watching
down.
The Super Bowl up late, and all Dolphin fans are watching like everybody else, and they go, "Hey, Dolphins, I know you just watched this team win, but don't worry. That season that shit the bed, we ain't doing fuck all about it."
Yeah,
that's pretty much what they did, and everyone's like,
"That's what they did."
Fucking assholes, dude.
Yeah. So
like,
basically,
if they would have waited a week, it wouldn't have had that. But no, they did it the second the Super Bowl ended. It was
and
wild.
You know what's even worse, Tonk? They raised ticket prices tenfold for, I know people that were paying like $1,600 that now are paying $3,600 for the same damn tickets, right? Because they knew this was going to happen. They knew what mistakes they made, and they decided, you know what? Profits before team. Let's solidify our profits beforehand, so we don't have to worry when things shit hits the bed. And it's all by design, bro. This is what they do. This is how they move. This is how the collective is. It's all about deep pockets and how can we make money off of it. So right now they realize that we really need to build a better product because we might lose sponsorships. Maybe, some of the people that were thinking about buying the team didn't really like, where the team is at, because this is a quarterback league, to be honest. Let's be real, right? So, all right, we'll put ourselves in position to get ourselves in a position to get one of those guys. And, we won't lose a beat, and we'll still be making money down the way. That's exactly how they're moving, and that's what they want to do. So here we are.
Sounds like 2000.
What's good, homie? How y'all
What's
doing?
up, Shay?
Living the dream, baby. Living the dream.
Sounds like 2022 right now when we like Cap, like the show wasn't that old yet, and everything was going around where Deshaun Watson was gonna go and just what the Dolphins were gonna do, and Brian Greer just left.
Oh man. Yeah, I just wanna say something. I was, God damn it, son of a bitch. Anyway, I was thinking today about the guard we acquired, and it occurred to me that this is the Teron Armstead of the guards, because we got him at a good price, just like Teron Armstead. But halfway through the season, if he's not available, did it really serve us well? Is it a real bargain if he's out midway through the season?
Or I would say it is a bargain because it certainly doesn't amount to the cap hit, and it doesn't amount to the contract, because it's essentially the Dolphins are going to be able to get off of it after 1 year and not be beholden to him. Plus, I think they're going to, listen, when they brought when they brought Teron Armstead in, he was brought in because they needed him as the clear-cut starter. Not too different than this guy. They need him as the right guard starter day one.
Mhm.
But, you know, it's not like they got the best. They didn't get a generational talent and pay him money like that. I agreed to the effects of it, but I don't think the financial implications are going to hurt them as much
I
as
mean,
if
I
it's
understand the financial implications, but at the same time, if we're relegated to the backup guard, which is less than mediocre, and we just that little bit of money that we did give that guard could have been used for somewhere else.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, it could blow up in our faces, but I want to double back to the Zach Wilson thing just a little bit because I just want to point something out, right? I said that, with this move to me, it's intriguing because they have to view Zach Wilson in one or two lights. I'm trying to just nail down the thing. There's only a couple of possibilities of outcomes with Zach Wilson as the backup because ultimately he's gonna play football for the Dolphins. That's a fact. To say Tua's gonna play all year healthy, I can't bet on that, and neither can the Dolphins and the Dolphins brass. And they were loud and clear on not betting on it again. And top flight backup, and Tua needs to do better, and whatever. Fuck. Do they envision Zach Wilson as a guy that has untapped potential that they believe that they can tap into to save the season? Do they envision him as capable to be a stopgap for Tua? And they're betting on this weird 2-quarterback system, which is pretty damn funny because pretty sure that's what Brian Flores was doing before they booted him up out of here. But we'll put a pin in that. Or is it the third thing? And the third thing is that they're betting on what they know about Zach Wilson. He's a 1-3 win quarterback. He's a 12-21 record. That if he comes in because Tua went down, the season was lost anyhow, and they're going to fully tank it into the dirt. And this is a literal shadow shell game, shadow tank season.
Yeah. All right. If I may say one thing, everybody's saying again. I'm not saying that the Zach Wilson was a home run hit, but at the same time, everybody was talking about Tua doesn't have quality wins against winning teams with winning records, but guess who does? Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson can honestly say he has a winning record against teams against quality teams, against playoff teams.
I don't think he has a winning record, but I will say this.
Well, he has wins.
He has wins against quality teams. He's got that, and he's beaten Buffalo twice, lost to him twice, but beat him twice. That can't be understated. But betting on that with your livelihood as Chris Greer or Mike McDaniel, nobody would bet on that, right? What we're talking about them potentially betting on is that Zach Wilson's going to show us. We're going to show everyone the true Zach Wilson. That he's going to come in and we're going to make him into something he's not. And he's going to be more like Geno Smith was without the Jets or Sam Darnold was without the Jets, not Zach Wilson with the Jets. And that is a mega gamble for guys that perceptively by the fans are on their last year if they don't get this right in Chris Greer and head coach Mike McDaniel. But for them to take this hefty risk, maybe it's that it isn't an innate belief in their abilities. Maybe it's they're privy to information that if it does fail, it's not going to cost them their jobs because they have already built in a contingency that when we do tear this down, because they're going to tear it down one way or another at the end of this year, we're going to get rid of Tyreek Hill because we need to get rid of money. We're going to get rid of Ramsey. We're going to do that. If not for nothing, just to potentially sign guys you might want to keep if things are going right, like Jalen Phillips if he's gotten better, or they let talent walk like Jalen Phillips. They might even trade away Jalen Waddle for draft capital if they're going full tank down, depending on the outcome of the season, right? It's when you're, to me, there's so many things. Now, it's not written yet, so I have no exact idea of where everything sits. But this Zach Wilson edition, yeah, we can talk about how much potential he has that's untapped and how he has, a stronger arm than Tua and more mobile than Tua and, less likely to get injured like Tua is. But we're betting on a lot of maybes and not a lot of certainties. And guys betting on a lot of maybes with their careers on the line, it seems like, why would you take that gamble when you could probably take the other gamble? Go get Aaron Rodgers. Go draft a quarterback. Go for broke and build around Tua by fucking taking every dime. They've done none of these things. And it's mind-boggling to me. I'm question. I see the moves that are made and I scrutinize them and wonder the whys. And I see the moves that are not made and I look at them even more. And the moves that are not making is screaming loudly to me. Now they still have time. They could shake all this money loose and completely flip the script, in which case, how so Dolphins, right? But as they currently sit, guys that are on the roster, guys that they're signing right now, everyone can be cut and moved off of at the end of this season. And it's kind of wild. What's up, Shake? You trying to get a drink from the crowd?
Yeah.
Trying to get a drink from the crowd? Drinks from the crowd? Shake's asking for donies for shots, everybody.
So no, well, here's the thing. That thing you said about Zach Wilson, they're gambling on his upside. They did that with a 7th round rookie. They did that with Tyler Huntley, and they did that with the dude that looks from another reject from the Jets. That's from Broward.
White.
Mike White.
Mike
so
White.
So I mean, we've been doing that.
But hold on, Shake.
That's par for the course.
It's not, though, because none of those guys, all of those guys are, hey, maybe they can build them into a little something and be a good backup, a clipboard holder. The focus at those times was Tua is the guy no matter what. And if he goes down, the season's lost. Right now, the Dolphins are building hopefully a quarterback room by what they'd said now to also be just as competitive when Tua ain't around with a backup. And they went out and got a 1st round draft pick, 2nd overall pick. You see what I'm saying? This is the fuck that does. Yeah. Okay. All right. I put up 2 fingers and fucking balloons show up. Just like when I do this, everybody hit the like button. And 2 fingers. If you hit the like button, give me 2 likes and I'll be happy. Give me 2 likes. Yay. Hold on. Wait a second. Does it do that? Does it, if I do a heart? Holy fuck, it does. Way to get distracted. Man, sorry. I don't know what's going on. I'm just saying it's to be continued, but wow, weird stuff with this Zach Wilson. Again, they could be praying, hoping on a prayer. Tua goes down and Zachariah Wilson is going to be the second coming of backup quarterbacks that, the Dolphins don't keep him and they cut Tua and he's a high priced item on the free agent market. Dolphins are going to tank. They're not going to re-sign him. And he goes to, I don't know, some team and signs for 3 years, 110 million, 50 million guaranteed.
Well, here's one thing I do got to remember. You got to remember is when, all right, the Zach Wilson, was that with the Trey Wilson? The Trey, what's his name?
Trey Lance
draft, right?
Mm-hmm. Trey Lance was drafted right after him.
Yeah. So that tells you right there. Look,
It was a bad quarterback
Yep.
draft. I mean, that
Yeah,
was Trey Lance.
it was a bad
That
quarter-
was
I
him.
know
That
it
was Mac
but
Jones
that's
was
not
in
the
that
point I was trying
draft.
to make. That's not the point I was trying to make. Is the fact that if you remember, San Francisco was drafting at 3, so Mike McDaniels scouted all 3 of those quarterbacks, and maybe there's something
True.
that Mike McDaniels liked.
Holy shit, Shake. I did not even consider that. Maybe they always wanted Zach Wilson.
But you know,
that's
he's
not
like, hey,
true, 'cause they
he was
traded up
telling
for
he was
Trey Lance.
telling Shanahan, hey, let's take let's take Zach Wilson. He goes, no, I like Trey Lance better.
There was a lot of reports about how much Mike McDaniel was on Trey Lance, and there was a lot of that. But Trey Lance was available and still is, and we didn't bring him. So obviously that's not true. Shake, bringing a new piece of potential evidence that no one has considered. He was with the 49ers when they scouted Trey Lance, and they obviously scouted Zach Wilson too. And maybe that's who Mike McDaniel always wanted. Ali, did you ever even consider this?
Yes. And I'm just gonna double down on what I educated everyone earlier. Remember, at BYU, they run the exact zone scheme that we want to run, as well as the 49ers do. Amen. I digress.
Man, I'm telling you, Dolphins, listen, we're talking about a perfect storm of stuff. We're talking about lightning in a bottle. You're not just talking about taking a shot in the first round on a guy you've scouted and liked, but getting a second crack at a guy you scouted and liked that failed and making it work. This is, if Mike McDaniel does pull that off, we got a real one in the building. I mean, if he pulls it off and makes Zach Wilson, whether we keep him or not, and he goes and makes $100 million somewhere, we need to extend Mike McDaniel a couple more years and just give him the keys to the kingdom and let this bitch ride. But I will say this, and I'm going to switch to my next project. I do have a problem with Mike McDaniel a little bit. And I'm going to share this because I got into some heat.
Yeah, I heard that on Twitter Space. I was laughing my ass off.
I got into some heat on Twitter today. Got into some heat. Mike McDaniel was at the Georgia Pro Day, and here he is right here. And Mike McDrip, right? Like, I get it. He is wearing a hoodie and jeans and some Nikes and a regular cap, but this bag, bro, like, what's up with this bag? And I'm like everybody's got regular fucking black backpacks on everywhere, but Mike McDaniel comes with this bag. And I asked everybody, I'm like, hey, Dolphin fans, who's sick and tired of seeing their head coach look like this? And I got to be honest, I didn't realize the backlash I was going to get from that. I knew that people were going to say some shit. I knew they were. I knew a lot of people were going to get in their feels because I'm critiquing his backpack a little bit. But dude, these people are out of their mind. First of all, the backpack is a Buttigieg Vente backpack. It's retailed here for $4,200. So
Only?
Yeah, only $4,200. I know. And now listen, he can definitely afford it, right? But to me, there's a conscious decision in taking that backpack to go and scout players and be seen in it, right? Like there's either A, he specifically chose this backpack, or B, that's the grab bullshit backpack. He's got nicer ones at home, which is probably a further fucking indictment on the fucking backpack thing, right? And I get it. I'm kind of splitting hairs here, and the fans were not happy with me. A lot of people taking shots at El Capitan for this. Ali, you care to comment?
All right, so I'm not gonna lie, bro. I'm one of those people that kind of took a shot at you. So hear me out, though. Hear me out, and I think I understood what you were trying to say and you were trying to portray. I get it, but I think there's part of it that you may not understand. Okay, so
I don't know. Okay.
no, I'm not saying you don't know something, but I don't think you understood the argument or debate, I should say, that was being made against what you were saying, right? So your concern with this, and correct me if I'm wrong, is that this kind of stuff, seeing him with the drip and the bag and stuff, kind of gives you PTSD of someone that's more soft or or feminine, like you kind of described in the Twitter space. I will say, right? Am I wrong? Am I right or wrong so far? Okay.
Yeah, I find it
All
very
right.
effeminate. Thank you. Go ahead.
But you have to understand where he comes from. He comes from the West Coast, where this is part of their culture. The way he's dressed right now, with the jeans and the hoodie and stuff, comes from the West Coast, bro. In addition, this is my Persian side digging into this, right?
Take away.
Persians dress very similar to how he is, right?
Yeah.
I have my family. If we go out with my family sometime, you're gonna see the same shit, right? That's just who they are. It's a lifestyle, right? I'm not gonna hate on him for his lifestyle. I mean, it could be worse. It's not like he's Caleb Williams painting his fingernails and stuff.
That's the
You know
next
what I
step,
mean?
buddy. That's the next step. I mean, he might as well.
I know you
I'm
feel
sure
that
some
way,
of these people
but
are painting their nails on our
but
fucking
here's the
football
thing,
field.
though.
Just
You're
like
acting
Coach
like
has got
he's the only
fucking
one.
special little shoes on with fucking tags on them and $10,000 designer sunglasses and his $5,000 backpack. Motherfuckers walking around with 30 grand worth of shit on them on it in
Listen,
fucking garments. This is fucking bullshit, dude. It's a soft bitch move. I don't give a fuck. I'm sorry, Ali. I tried to listen to it. I fucking can't. Okay? I fucking can't. Okay? It's fucking dumb as fuck. When you know who does this? Boys, little boys who want to impress girls. They're dressing up just like when you were single. You get all fucking dressed up and you put on your best fit because you're trying to get laid. That is a child. When you're a fucking man on business shit, on the real, you ain't worried about fucking designer shoes and shit like that. And fucking that's just not how. Now, I'm not saying there isn't a place for them and a time for them. I'm just saying that if you're making that shit your identity, it shows lack of charisma, lack of confidence, and effeminate energy to me. You know
I
who's got a
disagree with
closet
that.
full of fucking shoes? Women. That's who's got a fucking closet full of shoes, not big boy grown men's.
So you're calling pretty much every player in the NFL, every coach in the NFL, even Coach Reed, we found him with designer shoes on. So
Now
that's my
that
point.
on the big
That's my
like
point, bro. You're calling
because
everybody
he's wearing
in
all
sports.
white.
You are
Because someone
calling
got a
everybody
picture.
in sports feminists. That's what you're saying. Michael Jordan's a feminist. You're calling
effeminate.
every
Okay,
player in the NFL a feminist. That's what you're doing.
effeminate, not a
Feminine.
feminist.
There's a
Effeminate.
difference.
Effeminate.
Same thing. Same thing.
No,
Maybe
it's not
just
They're feminine.
materialistic.
All
No.
of them.
Maybe,
No.
well, maybe just
Go ahead,
materialistic.
Tom.
Feminists aren't
No,
usually feminine.
I
being
would say-
materialistic inherently is
Listen, the
effeminate.
motherfucker makes millions and millions of dollars. You know what? He worked his ass off. Fuck you for telling him how to fucking dress or do whatever the fuck he wants to do.
I'm not
Yo,
saying
I
that.
was
I'm
waiting
just
for a
saying
Listen,
that you
listen.
can't walk
You
around
said
with
it
that
yourself on
backpack
this show.
and not
You
get
said it
judged.
yourself on this show. It's about the haves and the have-nots. You're a have-nots. Quit fucking hating. Sit in your fucking chair and sit and know your role.
First of all,
Yo,
I know my role.
he
Okay?
is, this
And
is
my
his
role is
dude.
to wear a motherfucking purple jacket and look at that weak ass backpack
That is
and
your
say,
role.
that's a
Talk
bitch
about
ass
feminine
move.
looking, bro. Last time I remembered, purple was a feminine color. I'm not gonna lie.
And you know
All
what?
right.
And I
Yo,
can make it look
and
And what is that? A
masculine
pink
because the
tie
real-
too? That's a pink tie too.
It's orange. It just comes out kind of pink on this.
Oh,
but it
okay,
is orange.
okay,
But
yeah.
I do have a pink tie right here. I see, and that's how I could take it and make it masculine.
Okay,
'cause that's
now-
how much masculinity I
Now
possess.
let me ask you
possess.
this then. Let me ask you this. What you just said, how you felt about me coming at you, about you being feminine and everything.
Oh,
Now
but
sit in his shoes and think the
certainly
same
didn't
thing.
cry like you just did, Ali. That's for goddamn
I
sure,
didn't
but go ahead.
fucking cry. You're the one crying about it. You're the one that went on Twitter with your panties and your
Nope,
G-string
nope.
that you
Yo,
borrowed
why
from
you
Jimmy
get so
G-string
mad,
and a
dude?
twist. Come
Nope.
on, dude.
You
That's
You
get
went
cap.
off
mad.
so
cap.
upset,
That's
like, oh
fucking
my
cap.
God, it's the end of the
That
world.
is fucking cap. Alls I
Oh,
did.
Cap?
Alls I did
Oh,
was make
let's
the post.
talk about it. Everybody was there. Bring up
Who?
Mystic.
Who's there?
Bring up Steve.
hold
Bring
on,
up
Ali.
Batman.
Hold on,
Bring them
Ali.
all up.
Nope.
Ali,
Nope.
yo, I've known Cap my entire life. This is who he is. This is what he does. And he's been this way the entire time he's had a podcast. He's always hated on McDaniels for the way he dresses. So, and I understand the West Coast thing and all that, but the super materialistic stuff.
West Coast
yes.
shit's kind of soft, not gonna lie.
Yes, no, I'm not. No, because I wear mad hoodies now. Half my fucking wardrobe is hoodies now because it's always cold as
Yeah,
shit.
El Cap.
But
Yeah.
I don't need a $4,000 fucking backpack. I don't need fucking 200 pairs of shoes. I don't need to go. Now I wear flashy jewelry and stuff, but
Look, the point I was making is that
Listen.
everybody in the NFL does this. You guys act like he's the only one. That's what that's what I have the issue with.
No, they don't. No, they don't.
Put me into this.
Oh, they
I'm
don't?
telling you,
They
this
don't.
is the way Cap's always been.
They don't.
They
So
don't.
for you
Not
to
all
get
don't.
upset
Okay.
now,
I'll tell you what. If Mike McDaniel, and I said this earlier in the day, if he had rolled up with a fucking old school JanSport backpack, that's fucking cool.
exactly.
Right now, there's nothing original about what he's doing. That is a follower move. I'm going to get the more expensive backpack than everybody else. That's a follower move. You want to be fucking cool,
more power
be
to
a fucking
him.
original? You know what you do? You say, fuck all that. I'm going old school. Everybody's buying Beamers. I'm buying a fucking Bronco like a goddamn man.
I'm telling you straight up, bro. You're sounding like you're crying like a little bitch and all jealous because
hold
Mike
on,
McDaniel
Ollie,
has
hold
more
on.
swag than you.
Yo.
As a friend, bro, I would just stop. I would just stop, bro. I would just stop while you're ahead, bro. I'm telling you.
You need to stop, Ali.
I don't need to stop at all, bro.
Ali's up here.
I'm telling you straight
You know
up.
what it is? Hey, you know what it is?
I'm telling you
know what it is,
straight
Tom?
up that you.
Ali's
do you
got a fucking
understand?
closet full of shoes and some man
He's got
purses
10
that he
fucking
feels
pairs of
ashamed
man
about.
purses. Okay.
He's got a
Well,
closet
one, I
full
don't
of
own
shoes
any
and
man purses.
that he's ashamed about. And he
Okay.
knows that that's how I
Do
feel.
you
should see
listen
his
to yourself
Ryan
before
Day
you come up
edition.
with this content? Honest to God, you just sat here and you cried about a man because he has a backpack that costs so much.
no.
Who gives a fuck? The guy's a millionaire. He can do whatever the fuck he wants.
Yeah, and
who
so can
cares?
Cap. And
It's
so
a fin-
can Cap. Cap can do
Okay.
whatever the fuck he wants.
It's a feminine
If you don't
energy.
like it, don't follow his page.
Yeah, don't
you
follow
don't
the
like it,
page
don't
because
follow
it's
I
going to
didn't
be nothing
follow
but
his
shit.
page. He came to my
Facts.
space. He came to my space and started crying about it.
Motherfucker, you're on his
Cap.
podcast.
Cap, talk to
Yeah,
him.
which I'm
Talk.
on the
his
same
fucking
team, you
podcast.
motherfucker.
Whose motherfucking podcast is this?
Oh
Who
man,
the
I
fuck
need my
are you?
popcorn. I need
Who the
some
fuck am
popcorn.
I? The motherfucker talking to you. What's your name?
I don't know. So you sound.
Yeah,
I don't
can
know who
tell
the
there's
fuck
a lot you
Who?
don't know. There's a lot you don't know.
Who?
Because you've come at me the same way, dude. I remember one time you hopped on, you said, Tom, I gotta talk to you. You said this, you said that, and it was totally out of context. What I said was not what you thought. And you came at me like I was fucking assaulting
Talk
your
to
family
him.
member. You came at me like you
Wow.
wanted to hang me for what the fuck I said, and all you
Whoa.
did was misunderstood me.
Damn.
Okay,
you've been
well,
sitting on
first
that
of
one.
all, you sound like you have some, thoughts and stuff and, feelings
See-
and stuff. We can talk about that backstage. I'm just playing into this and making it funny. You're the one that's taking this way too seriously, bro.
No,
Nah,
you
don't-
are the one that called my friend a bitch. You're the one that's been
Hellcat.
complaining the whole fucking time I've been on you. You've been nothing
Talk
but
to him.
fucking
Hellcat.
bitching and
Talk to
complaining
him.
and running your fucking mouth.
Talk to
yeah,
him.
So, and the reason I'm saying it is because I'm tired of being quiet and not saying nothing. Because you do
turn
it, you
up,
come
punk.
at somebody like they're your fucking enemy.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm sorry you feel that way. But that
And
is
stop
really
with
not
this
that's
fucking
far
little
from the
poor
truth.
sport little bullshit that you try to do to make it seem like I'm the fucking asshole.
What are you talking about, bro? I hardly even talk to you. I hardly even talk to you.
All right. So you see, this is the type of bullshit that you get when your fucking coach wears shit like this. And that's my fucking point. Okay. That's my fucking point. Okay.
I'm sorry.
That's
I'm
my
sorry.
fucking point. That's my point. That we got to worry about designer handbags
can
and
we
fucking
be
bald
friends?
kitty cats and shoes with tags on them because they're limited edition.
Fuck that chump ass fucking backpack. I got the same JanSport from 2014, camouflage with more fucking patches on there than a divorced fucking motorcycle owner. Okay, okay. Like, fuck that. I'll wear that. I'll wear that when I become. Dude, you'll see me at the most highest level in life wearing that same fucking backpack.
Talk to him. Dead ass, dog. Dead serious. That's my point. When you got to go buy designer bags like that to stand out in the crowd, I see it as weakness. I grew up in South Florida. You walk in the streets with $300 kicks, I want to take them. You just ain't nothing but prey up out here, dog. You out here with your bitch energy, you get the dog going in me. I'm coming for you. I'm coming to eat your plate.
Can we all just get along?
We're getting along just fine, baby. This is how it goes down. Look, this is the reality. Okay, that and listen, I'm not saying don't have nice things. I'm not saying that you don't buy a nice pair of shoes and have a nice suit and have some nice clothes. You're gonna take your wife out and show her a nice time and do something special, and you got these shoes you wear a couple times a year, stuff like that's fine. But this is obviously the bag he grabbed in the slew of designer handbags in his fucking thing. That's this is what it is. Everything's Supreme. And to me, I will always
fucking
identify
hate Supreme. It's such a chump brand.
It's the new
I like Taco
tap out.
Supreme.
It's the new tap out. Okay. It's the new tap out. And to me, it is a follower mentality. It is nothing innovative about it. You grab and go in status quo, and I find it effeminate. And the fact that you're putting thought into that shit is even weaker. And that's that. When I grew up from a boy into a man, I put aside childish things. And that's what I see. Now, granted, you're right. There's tons of little bitch boys in the NFL. Now, I say bitch boys loosely because they're fucking top flight athletes and they're very strong and all that stuff. But when push comes to shove and we talk about man shit, they fold like the little boys they are. I promise you, Zack Sealer ain't got no motherfucking handbag bullshit like that. Promise you that. I promise you, in all the years Zach Thomas played, he ain't never bought no dumbass shit like that. He bought a designer bag for his wife.
He said you can keep the satchel.
Keep it all, baby.
He said, what do I look like? Indiana Jones?
Crack that whip.
He's manly.
Damn. Look at this comment right here.
Okay. All right, Tony. Maybe. Maybe.
How do you know that though?
Listen, again, right? Be a renegade. Be cool. You know what would have been fucking cool? If he's walking around in a fucking tank top and fucking jorts and sandals with a JanSport backpack. Everybody like, look at this. That's the guy that stands out. That's a fucking renegade. That's an original. Buying a designer handbag ain't fucking original. It's status quo. I'm rich now. Now I gotta have rich bitch shit. And I don't like it. I see it in society. I see it all over the place. I'm not a fan of it. I find it weak, and I always will. I'm a minimalist, always have been. And to me, it's just not where I splurge.
Yeah,
I find it to be not cool.
Listen, at the end of the day, look, he could wear a dress for all I care to fucking a dress with pink panties. Give us our first playoff win. That's the only thing I'm focused on. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I just found it very funny that it was just a simple observation by me. Like, God, dude, like they're like, oh, Mike McDaniel spotted at blah 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 blah, and I'm like, oh, God. I'm like, yeah, okay, well, he's wearing, here he is in a fucking some Yeezy backpack made from outer space dust or some dumbass shit. Like, what the fuck, bro? Like, and I'm not saying that it ain't rad, right? Like, you could be cool. You got some sick sunglasses. You got a
Yeezy.
cool
Was that a
watch.
Kanye West collection?
Yeah, Yeezy backpack made from stardust. That's what it is, And no, that's not what he had. But I'm just saying, like to me, and I get
the
it.
Same
People,
color as that robe Kanye posted.
That's true. Here's the thing, right? When I look at my head coach in his designer backpack at Pro Day, there's no wonder I look at my quarterback on his yacht with a soft, fat body. Okay?
Yeah.
That's my fucking point, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. The two are synonymous.
Ask Richie Incognito what he thinks about the backpack.
What do you think Richie Incognito thinks about that soft body Tua's got? What do you think Richie Incognito thinks of that fucking backpack? What do you think? Again, when you ask the guys, like, I'm looking for a certain type of mentality, and we talk. The Miami Dolphins are already identified by not just the fans, but by players that leave them and players they have in the building. The narrative's out. They're soft. They got bald fucking cats and coaches with fucking shoe tags on and designer sunglasses and fucking things. They look fresh, but it's a weak shit. Oh, wait, let's see what you got. Cap question. Do you think that Lamar Jackson's a sissy boy or a follower for putting effort in what he
That's
wears?
a great question, Cap. Please answer.
When does he
You
put
mean like
effort
when he
into
wears
what he
the
wears?
ski mask? When he's inside a building and he has a ski mask on?
Yeah, you talked about when he wears his shiesty on football. Is that what you're talking about?
Of course he does.
Yeah, I don't understand, because I do know this. Lou he thought he caught a body today, which is fucking hilarious because ain't nobody ever caught this body. All right, except for the ladies. Holla if you want $1. Okay.
Witness.
Yo, having Tonk right here as the hype man is undefeatable. Y'all are fucked if you want to get on the other side of this. Anyhow, oh man, what was I just saying, Shake?
About something about catching a body with Lewis bringing up.
Oh yeah, Lewis thought he caught a body today because he was saying, well, all the players when they're walking to the thing, they're all covered in their fucking drip, wearing this. That's a show.
Stupid.
But it's part of the show, like in the entertainment business, right? They do that. Just like Mac Hollins is walking in fucking weird, goofy outfits and no shoes. You know what he got for that? Name recognition. People talked about him, and the motherfucker just got signed to another contract. When honestly, he's just a fucking guy in the NFL, but he's got a name recognition because he's the barefoot guy that fucking walks on the snow barefoot and doesn't wear a shoe. He's walking around in his underwear out in the cold. He's a wild man. He came into the fucking, whoa, guys, look out. It's a fucking show. It's a goddamn entertainment business. They come in with like a fucking suit. That's been part of the game for a minute. You know who invented that shit? Do you know who fucking invented it?
Hold on, let me guess. Hold on. Hold on.
Don motherfucking Shula.
Oh, he
invented it because he made all of his players dress in suits in the building on the road like that. When they showed up, it was a business thing and had them all dressing up nice and in suits. And people were like, oh shit, they look nice. And then it started moving on into this flex thing. And it's fine. It's still an entertainment industry. It's cool. But who in the fuck is Mike McDaniel wearing that backpack for at fucking Pro Day? Who's he trying to impress? Is he hoping
College
that one of
kid.
these young kids come up and go, "Hey, Mr. McDaniel, hey, coach, man, I really do love that bag there. Shucks, is that who he wants on the team?" Well, I promise you we're getting more Munchkin Kitty and Bald Cat players up in here if we're fucking getting players that are fucking jocking on fucking and shit, loving it. So fuck out of here.
Why don't you tweet Mike McDaniel and ask him what he thinks or why
I
he
don't think
wears
Mike
it?
McDaniel cares what I think.
I don't think Mike
And-
McDaniel has Twitter.
I don't either.
I
But
don't know.
He's
think
too
he
cool for
cares.
Twitter.
It's whatever. I get it. He shouldn't care what I think. But this is my observation of the problem at large, right? It's the problem at large. This team is identified as soft. Our quarterback is a fucking soft body boy on a fucking yacht. And our coach shows up the next day with his fucking soft body and a fucking a designer handbag.
Can
Like,
I ask a
And you know
a
what I would
question
have
about?
really liked? You know what I would have fucking liked? I would have liked to
Uh-huh.
seen Coach show up all fucking jacked up on fucking testosterone and steroids, veins pumping out of him because he'd been in the gym 24/7 as an imposing fucking masculine figure. That would have been fucking sick. But I don't get that. We kicked that up out of here. We don't like the Brian Flores. We don't like the Dan Campbells. We don't like that shit. We want to be cool and edgy, and we're gonna be different. I'm gonna get a butterfly tattoo on my ankle and be original. I'm gonna get a tramp stamp and be new. Shut the fuck up. It's fucking fad. It's fucking going with the flow, and everybody's a fucking bitch for being followers.
By the way, El Cap, real quick, can you say "get off my lawn"?
I do sound old with all this. I will say
You
that.
do.
It does
You
sound
really
like an
do.
old thing, but at the same time, I've been this way since Jump Street. You can find
know.
me. You can find me wearing cargo shorts and a fucking wife beater tank top in 1996, and you can catch me that on this weekend walking around fucking at the park or some shit. Because I don't give a fuck. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't have to impress anybody with what I wear because this good looks, this charm, and this quick wit is impressing enough. And I will make this terrible outfit work in any fucking setting. Any setting I can captivate the room. You want to know fucking why? Because I got the Riz, as the kids say. And this motherfucker's buying the Riz. Look, look, Crypto.
The channel's been bastardized.
What's up, man of the hour?
I don't get it.
Shit, the homie man of the hour. I seen you capping on there, caping up for designer handbags, man of the hour. No, I'm just messing
What?
with you, dog. I'm just messing with him. I'm just messing with him. I'm everybody catching it. Look out, dog. He's like, Chase, like, what? He's caping up for fucking designer handbags. My homie, don't say so. No, I'm just fucking with you, dog. Again, tan. Crappy tan is exactly what RuPaul finds attractive. Okay. Joe Riz.
Ask people at Ricky T's, Joe. Ask people at Ricky T's what Riz means.
He goes,
Retarded
what's
jizz."
Riz? Retarded jizz?
That is a good question.
God damn.
Yeah, but his question isn't retarded jizz is fucking diabolical, bro.
In my elbow.
All right, so yeah, listen, I don't give a fuck about his bag. You know what? If he was wearing bags and he had glasses that were so big you couldn't see his fucking head and wore a hoodie and looked like a fucking face in a butthole all fucking game because it was pulled tight like fucking Bill Belichick, as long as he was winning games, I wouldn't critique it as such. But when the team's soft, the quarterback's soft, the organization has no leadership, and I see my coach looking like that, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's what it is.
Uh-huh.
It's what it is.
Then let me ask you a question. Let me ask you this. Okay, let's say for argument's sake, let's say we would have been to the AFC Championship or a Super Bowl win, and you saw that, would you have the same reaction?
No, I would not. I would say, I don't know what he's got in that fucking $5,000 backpack, but it's a goddamn bunch of wins. I'd have defended it. Because what I don't
it's more
understand,
that fact that he's not really winning shit, so it puts a little more scrutiny on him, probably, right?
absolutely, right? Like, you know, for sure. It's kind of like boxers, right? Boxers are flamboyant. They peacock all the time. They're you know, doing next level shit, whether it's face tattoos and being originals in that way, to putting jewels in their mouth and, you know, doing all these extravagant things to garner extra attention onto themselves. But you can't criticize them because you know why? Because they can beat your fucking ass and they're going to be champ or are champ. But when you're going to walk around as if you're the champ with your fucking peacocking, I'm going to make fun of you because it's fallen short. And when I also see that all that peacocking and all that fucking designer bullshit is something I've always viewed as a weakness and kind of effeminate, and then the narrative is out and they're faltering late in seasons when the big boys fucking step up and they literally say, we always say it about 5-6 weeks heading to the postseason, this is when the men separate the boys. And routinely, the Miami Dolphins are the boys in that scenario. Well, I mean, what are we talking? How is this not correlation? Now, I get it. Fine. People can do whatever they want. But if y'all are talking about having an identity change, leadership change, as far as what's true north and being about the fucking wins in football, the fact that anyone even has time to think of buying a fucking designer handbag and dressing themselves in such manner tells me you're not serious. Now, if you were doing all that and you're fucking crushing it and winning and you can't miss, I got nothing for you, dog. Now you are a GOAT. I look at guys like that because I'll give you another example. Everyone can say all the fuck they want about Kanye, and I'm not even a fucking fan of his music. I don't even listen to it. But the son of a bitch can't miss. And everything's fucking wild as fuck and crazy as fuck. But it still hits. Gotta respect it. I'm not buying his shit. I'm not listening to his music. But I see success and I know what it looks like. And that's a successful person. That's not what Mike McDaniel's doing. That's like, I don't know. It's just everybody's a fucking tryhard, bro. And it's a little bit of a throwback of a term, but being a tryhard like that, it's weak to me, bro. That's it. Yeah, Jets fan for life. They got game blouses. Like, what the fuck? I get it, X Factor. I'm not a Ye fan. Yeezy, whatever the fuck you want to call him. Guys change his name all the fucking time. They love doing that. I respect them because of A, the innovation, B, the successes, and C, the fact that homie's a renegade, right? Like, he's going, I'm going to create this weird ass fucking shoe and make millions on it. Well, he did. Well, fucking more power to him. I'm going to do this. I'm going to say that. And this, that. And like, I don't agree with it. Again, I don't even partake in the consumption of whatever it is he's doing. But he's able to keep doing it. And that you can go, all right. So, stupid is, stupid does, B. McD. All right. Well, I keep trying to get these shows done in like an hour and 15 minutes. And it always seems to climb closer to 2 hours. And that's my fault because I turn up. Sorry. I turn up. Hit the like button if you guys have not already. I thought we had a poll in there. Looks like the poll came in. Are the Fins, and there was 3 choices coming in third, going to go for broke with 22%? Are the Fins going to fire everyone, coming in at 27%? And then are the Fins in a tank, in a shadow tank season? 50% believe that the Dolphins are in a shadow tank season. Well, maybe you guys are right. Make sure you guys are hitting the like button. Final thoughts. Go ahead, Shake.
Drive time Friday.
Yes.
I'm gonna be doing obviously Insomnia this Saturday night, and season 1 of the first episode of season 3 in the blender is next week on Larry K's channel. Please tune in. That's pretty much all I have.
Word up, word up. Make sure you guys are checking all that out. Ali.
New episode of 4th and 10U tomorrow. Check it out. Me and Mike talk about what we saw at the combine. It'll be kind of interesting. Beyond that, I'm just here so I don't get fined by the NFL or anyone. So, yep.
Mm-hmm. Tom, any final thoughts, buddy?
Hoping to bring back the show within maybe 3-4 weeks.
Ooh.
Trying to make a comeback.
Let's do it. Let's do it. TMI coming back. All right, guys. Make sure you guys again are hitting the like button. Keep a look out for all the great shows we got. You heard the guys. 4th and 10U, Drive Time, and Insomnia with Shake. Tonk. Keep a lookout. Coming back. Make sure you guys hit the like button, and we'll probably be here tomorrow if some moves get made. I don't know. I'm feeling it, ladies and gentlemen. And if you guys keep coming back, sharing the videos, hitting the like button, and helping us grow, I'll be back to feel it some more.